Hi class, we're working through chapter 13, graphing, and today you're going to learn how to use an equation to graph a line. So you first want to look at the equation that is given to you in order to graph the line. So you'll notice in this equation y equals x plus 1, you are given a y and x variable, and this is going to end up as your ordered pair. So what you want to do is set up what's called a table of values, and it's just this T looking table, and you're going to put in numbers for x to find the value of y. So let's start with it's really easy to start with 0. So we're going to start with y equals 0 plus 1. So when x is 0, the value of y is 1. So we can put 1 in our chart. Next, when the value of x is 2, I'll write it in this box. When y equals 2 plus 1, my value of y is going to be 3. When my value of x is 5, my value of y will be 6. And when my value of x is -3, my value of y will be -2. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this is plotted on the graph. So we have, remember, these are ordered pairs. They go in alphabetical order. So we have 0, 1. We start here on the x coordinate or on the x-axis at 0, and then I need to move up +1. Okay, so I'm going to put my first plot there. And then my next ordered pair is 2, 3. I move over on the x-axis 2 times, and then I move up 3 because they're all positive numbers. I'm staying within the first quadrant. Then my next ordered pair is 5, 6. I move over 5 times on the x-axis. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a little bit off my graph here, but that's okay. I'm up, it needs to be up half another block. And then my next x coordinate is -3. I need to move to the left because it's a negative number. So 1, 2, 3, and then down 2 because it's -1, 2. So at this point, I encourage you to use a ruler. You want to draw a straight line. I'm going to do my best here to draw a straight line. And like so. Okay, now let me talk to you about this line. You want to have arrows at the ends of your line because it denotes that this line extends past the graph that you have created. Okay, we can make this go on and on and on as long as we put in numbers. Okay, this is just a picture from your book showing the example. Now, let me erase this graph and we'll start another one. Now, when you are choosing numbers for your ordered pairs, choose numbers. If you get a fraction, you want to try to avoid that. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to do that. Okay, so we have the equation 3x minus 5y equals 15. We're going to start with 0. Okay, so if x is 0, then we have -5y equals 15. We divide -5 by both sides, and our y coordinate is going to be -3. So when x is 0, y is going to be -3. Next one. Let's try. Now we're going to plug in 0 for y to get the x value. So I have 3x minus 5 times 0 equals 15. Now using zeros is going to be your best starting place. So now I have 3x equals 15, divide both sides by 3, and I get x equals 5. So when y is 0, x is 5. And you know what? All you need is 2 points to draw a line. So I already have the information I need, and I'm going to draw my line. So when x is 0, I need to go down -3. 1, 2, 3. When x is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, y is 0. So here is my point, and I'm going to draw a straight line. I encourage you to use a ruler. Get your line straight and draw arrows because it denotes that the line moves past the graph you have drawn. All right, so as I mentioned, you are solving for the x and y coordinates, but there is another name for this. So we call these intercepts. An intercept is the point on a graph where the line crosses past the x and the y axis. So we will call them an x-intercept and a y-intercept. The x-intercept of an equation is the point where its graph meets the x-axis. The value of this point is 0, or the y value of the point is 0. The y-intercept of an equation is the point where its graph meets the y-axis. So the x value at this point is 0. So let's keep working through a few more example problems. Okay, so let's graph the equation 4x plus 3y. I am going to start with my value of 0 for x. So when x is 0, that gets eliminated from the equation, and now I'm just working with 3y equals 12. I divide 3 by both sides. When x is 0, my y-intercept is 4. And I'm going to do the same for my y. I'm going to put a value of 0 and solve for my x-intercept. So 4x plus 3 times 0 equals 12. So now I have 4x equals 12. I divide both sides by 4, and my x-intercept is 3. So when y is 0, my x-intercept is 3. And that is all I need to graph a line. So I am going to find x is 0 when y is 4. So I need to move up 4 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 points. And then when x is 3, 1, 2, 3, y is 0. So it doesn't move up at all. It stays right here on the x-axis line. I'm going to draw a straight line through. And then add my arrows. You also want to label that this is x and this is y. Okay? So my next example, example 3, graph the equation 3x minus 4y. So let me clear my board. All right, so I'm going to start with my value of 0 for x. So when 3 times 0 minus 4y equals 0. Okay, as I solve this, I have negative 4y equals 0. What happens when you divide a number by 0? you get 0. So when x is 0, y is 0. Now, now you need to play with the numbers. And what I recommend is that you choose the next number you choose is going to crisscross the number next to it. So we're going to do 3 times, we're going to put a value of 4 for x. Okay, 3 times 4 minus 4y equals 0. Because if I use another number like 1, I'm going to get a fraction. Okay, so the reason why I chose this value of 4 is because I have a value of 4 right here in front of the y. So 3 times 4 is 12 minus 4y equals 0. I subtract 12 from both sides. So then I get negative 4y equals negative 12. When I divide both sides by negative 4, I get a positive. The y-intercept is positive 3. So when x is 4, my y-intercept is 3. I can go ahead and plot this because now I have 2 points. So I have, when x is 0, y is 0. So I put a point right here in the middle. When x is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the y-intercept is 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to draw a line. Okay. Okay, now I have another example, and you'll notice in this equation that there is not a y value. So let me show you what you will do in this instance. When there is no y value, that means that y can be any number. Okay, so if I do have my table of values, when x is 3, y is 1. When x is 3, y is 2. When x is 3, y is also 3. So y is going to take the value, any value, and x will remain 3. So when we plot this, we're going to go over 3 times on the x-axis. Okay. And here's my point. Now when x is 3, y is 1. When x is 3, y is 2. So it's any of these values on the y-axis. I draw my line. And it's just a straight line down. And this is my answer. Okay, one more example. In this example, y plus 4 equals 0. We only have one variable, so we're going to solve for the y-intercept. So y plus 4 equals 0. So negative 4, we subtract 4 from both sides, and this becomes y equals negative 4. So when y equals negative 4, x can be any value. It can be positive, it can be negative. So it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. I am going to plot my negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need to draw a straight line across because x can be any value when it's not included in the equation. Okay, guys, good luck on your graphing. Let me know if you have any questions.